Hey everyone, this is a reading on Diana Ross and Michael Jackson. I was just intrigued. I came across something that was talking about they had such a close friendship. So I just wanted to dig more into it and see what I get with the cards. So I do feel like Diana Ross and Michael Jackson was soulmates, maybe even high level soulmates. What y'all call is twin flames. Is there's different levels to it. One day I'm gonna break that down of what I consider a twin flame or high level soulmate in a future. So I'm gonna break that down. But I just wanted to see because they both are interesting people. So stay tuned and I will get right into it. Okay, let's start this reading on Diana and Michael Jackson. How was their relationship together? So I do see a lot of feelings here. It doesn't necessarily has to be romantic, but because I don't see like a lot of passion, but I do see a lot of love. I also pulled a twin flame card, but I pull it in reverse, and that just telling me that, you know, they knew they had a close relationship, a close bond, but it wasn't realistic for them to be together. Um, and also, they knew if they was to be together, it had to be very unconventional. And there's just things that Diana wanted in her life, like kids and the husband, and she don't feel like Michael could have had gave that to her, like a solid foundation that she wanted. She don't feel like Michael, because of his life was pretty chaotic. Um, Even when he was younger, she noticed Michael being abused. She just noticed the toxicity around him, and it made her gravitate towards him. She wanted to like just be there for him, guiding him out of this darkness, but she never felt like they could ground their relationship. Um she just didn't feel like it was realistic. But there was a lot of love here. So Michael felt like Diana left him out in the cold a lot. He also felt like Diana made him kind of insecure. He just didn't feel like he was enough for her. Like, he didn't feel like he was good enough for her. He also was concerned about her reputation, and yeah, he was definitely concerned about her reputation and his influence on how other people will look at her. He just didn't feel like in the public eye they was a good fit for like her image and everything. So, but he felt very comfortable with her, like that was his home. That's where he found happiness and peace. And it's almost like he wanted to preserve that. He didn't want to taint it in any type of way. But he came because there was times that he was like a little bitter in their relationship, but towards the end, he understood that um how things played out was meant to play out like that. Cause he was just thinking like all the things that had happened to him, he would never have wanted to put Diana through that, and it would have had tainted and ruined their relationship. Because he really, I got the card, I cherish you. He really did cherish her. Cherish her more than anybody that she got married to did, because he loved her for her spirit. He loved her for all of her. And I'm feeling like it was mutual, but in the beginning, he felt so stuck on her. He wanted something with her, but he had some major insecurities that he wasn't always honest with how he feel about her. Like when she would ask, he wouldn't just tell her like, I love you. Like, this is, I want something with you. I want something deeper with you. But he knew that it couldn't be conventional, like marriage, kids, and stuff like that. He knew that that lifestyle wasn't really in his cards. He didn't feel like he could give that to her like she deserved. I also got some of the cards I got with him is I lied to you and I'm afraid to tell you the truth. That's about his emotions. She knew, but when she would ask, he just wouldn't be completely honest with her, like how deep it was. I also got I need more financial support. That let me know, to me, that card represents like the image, the industry. It really is hard for two performers to get together because their life is so hectic. And he just didn't feel like he could slow down to really give her what she needed. I also got I need more freedom to express myself. Yeah. That also speaking to me about the limitations of the industry. It's just that both their teams felt like this is not good for their image. Like she's way older than him, and like even though Diana, she could definitely play the cougar. Like I don't think like in today's time, I think that they could have made it work. But back in those days, because of how it was just set up, the limitations, it just didn't seem like a good idea for neither one of their careers for them to come out and be like, we in a relationship. It just didn't feel like it could work like that. It didn't feel like it could work. And Michael just, He felt like Diana was just, he put her on a pedestal, for one. He felt like she was above him in every single way. He didn't feel like he was mature enough for her. He didn't feel like he could give her what she wanted. But he loved her soul. Like, he loved her to the core. If there wasn't fear involved, it could have been a beautiful relationship, however they wanted to play it out. But because there was so much fear in a way, it couldn't. So I believe the reason that her and Michael even became so close is because she seen the abuse around him. She kind of wanted to protect him. Like, she was very protective over him. And she gave him a lot of nurturing. She was really like a mother figure to him. But I believe they had sex. I do. I'm going to get into that later. I'm going to ask some questions about that. But she was the one that really pushed him to believe in his talents. She was also able to put him on game when it came to the industry and the people that's in it that are sadistic, are evil. She gave him a lot of understanding. Like, he was different. He was shy. He didn't express himself a lot, especially when it came to his feelings and emotions. But she knew how to read him really good. So he didn't have to use words. Like, she just knew him, and she knew he was sprung. She knew he was sprung on her. She also knew things in the industry that was working against Michael. People who didn't have the best intentions for him. And she tried to correct that, but she didn't have enough power to fight some of these people. So she just tried to put him on game. Okay, so we're going to get into her side of the story, her emotions and feelings. So I'm seeing like her and Michael didn't always get along. Like, they fought sometimes. And a lot of it came from Michael's insecurities. But he felt like he was like protecting her from his future. She had strong feelings for him. And I definitely feel like they had sex together. And she really enjoyed it because he was a pleaser. He wanted to please her in every type of way. So he worked at it. And she taught him a lot of things. So, some of the cards I got: You Are My Secret. Duh. The way you do that thing I like keeps me coming back for more. That's not just sexual. That's a sexual card, but it was just the way that she felt around him. Like, she felt like she could be her full self. They was very playful together as well. They just understood each other. Like, Diana had a unusual side to her as well, and he understood that, and he loved it. He loved it, and she knew that, and it made her feel like she could always be herself around him. Like, that was her best friend. I also got It's Not Me, It's You. I do feel like at some point that Diana wanted to try to make it work. She was just tired of living a lie and she wanted to make it work, and I feel like he sabotaged that. I also got I Have Been Ignoring You. I also got I Love You More Than I Show, and I also got I Am Jealous of Your Intellect. I don't feel jealousy from her at all. Um that's more like admiration. She admired his talents. She thought he was wonderful. That I Have Been Ignoring You. They took breaks, long breaks from each other, where they didn't talk to each other, or they felt like they had to take a break from each other to have like a normal life. So they did. She had a lot of strong feelings for Michael. It was almost like he was her wish fulfillment, but she just didn't feel like it could work. So I got the Nine of Cups, and then right under it, I got Coffin, Ending, Bring New Beginnings, Growth, Change, Liberation, and Transition. Diana is a perfectionist. She cares a lot about her reputation, about her money and her career. She cares a lot about it, but Diana is also an intellect. She's very smart. She did feel like the connection between them was um what's the word? She felt at times binded to him, like a deep connection, but sometimes it didn't make her feel good because she felt like this is something that she could never really act on fully. Just she felt like she had to sacrifice a lot to be in a relationship with him. And that made her feel sad because she wondered a lot about why she have to live like this. Just in general, there's a lot in Diana Ross' life that is well hidden. There's a lot of aspects about her personality that is well hidden. Um, a lot of things that she is into. Like she never really felt like she could fully express herself, but she felt like that with Michael. So that's why she had such a close relationship, a bond with him. So now she got into a marriage. Somebody that's very attractive. Um, I don't know who. And at first in that marriage, it was like a lot of passion and stuff, but I feel like she was still seeing Michael. She was still seeing him, still thinking about him. I just got the feeling like nothing could get between them. It didn't matter what happened. They had that conversation, and it is what it is. Like, just nothing could come between them. Period. But there was a lot of frustration. Like, they didn't always get along. It wasn't always good between them. There was a lot of frustrations. There was a lot of sabotaging when they tried to get together, and I'm feeling like it was from both ends. It just felt like it just couldn't work. It was just too many things working against them. So at times it felt like a burden. At times their relationship, her and Michael's, felt like a burden. I asked did they ever have sex together, and I'm getting a yeah. But at first it wasn't good. Like, she did have to teach him. I'm also feeling like she had to calm him. Like, I'm actually seeing it. Like, at first it was kind of awkward because he was just really attracted to her. So it had to be almost like a conversation and a talk about it before they got into it. But after that, I'm feeling like sex together between them was very spiritual. I got the high priestess and the musician here. So it became spiritual. Like, once they got in tune with each other's spirit, it was on and popping, and it was great. Like, on all levels, especially a spiritual level, it felt like um an awakening and a understanding of who they were to each other. I asked did Diana's husband know about her and Michael, and I'm getting like he knew some aspects of it, but he wasn't really worried about Michael because he was looking at it on a superficial level. He felt like he was more attractive and more balanced than Michael, but he also thought that him and Diana had a deeper bond, but he found out later that nah, not really. But he didn't feel threatened by it ever, honestly. I'm also feeling like this marriage, and I believe she might have been married more than once, but I'm picking up a particular marriage. The one that she had with where she had her kids. I'm kind of feeling like this was a industry marriage. Like they got together for the industry. Like they didn't get married because of love, but because of it was good for their image and they thought it would be good for finances and career to get married. So he was kind of open to Diana having a an affair because he sure was having them. So he was like open to it. Okay, so I am picking up on a different energy. There was another side to this. Her husband, whoever the one she had kids with, I felt like he was kind of starstruck by Diana. Like he put her on a pedestal too. But there's times that it's just like he couldn't reach her to the deepest parts of her. He felt like he couldn't satisfy her, but he valued her. Like I don't feel like initially that it started out with love and everything, but it turned into love after some time. And I feel like some of the mistakes that he made her run towards Michael because of some of the mistakes that he made. Okay, so I believe I'm gonna wrap it up. So there was a connection between them. They had sex before. They just didn't feel like it could work. And there are no regrets on Michael's side. Like he's thankful for Diana for what she was in his life. Because she did guide him out of a lot of darkness. Like she in a lot of ways was a savior to him. She did a lot to protect him. Even in the industry, she tried her best to protect him and to even bring him opportunities and to help him get to the next level. She was very protective over him. Like I'm seeing them, I'm having a visual of him being young and her. They knew each other that long, like since he was a kid. That's interesting. I'm seeing a visual of him when he was a kid. I thought they met when he turned like a teenager or something. I'm gonna ask about that and come back. So I asked, what was their relationship when he was a kid? There are so many swords. My goodness, I pulled all swords. So I'm seeing that. Ooh, child, like he used to fantasize about her. It's almost like he manifested her into his life before he even met her because he had a crush on her. Ooh, child, he fantasized about her so much. And it's something that was different about Michael when he was a kid. It's almost like he was outspoken as a kid and he was more confident as a kid versus when he became an adult. Like he started to lose his confidence. So it was a rocky transition for him from childhood to adulthood. And I felt like she kind of helped him, but there was some sneakiness here. There was some sneakiness from what? Let me get some clarity on that. I don't know, but it's like Diana could feel like this energy, sexual energy, not towards, but from Michael for her. And I don't feel like she was intimate with him when he was a kid, but there was something with the energy that she just couldn't deny. There was a closeness. Like, shit, how old is she? I'm also hearing that Diana at times told Michael that there's better out there for him. There's a better match. Like, don't be stuck on her. Like, you could do better. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up there. But am seeing that they knew each other even as kids. I feel like this sneaky energy has to do with the industry. I'm actually feeling like she protected him from something when he was young. She protected him from something. I think that later on I'm gonna do like a whole, maybe next Sunday. I'm gonna do like a whole reading on just Diana Ross because I'm really intrigued by her story and her life. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Please check out my Etsy shop, and you can also check out my blog. I have a Facebook group that is private, so you could come in there and you could talk about whatever you want to talk about. Also, you can follow me on IG at evy.kane, Cane. I started to post screenshots of when I post an episode on my podcast. So if you want to be alerted when I do that, you can follow me on IG or you could follow me in that Facebook group. Now, when it comes to my blog, I do feel like I'm going to go back to writing. I just think that the energy right now wants me to express myself through my voice. So I'm just taking advantage of that while I have it. Because there's a times that I really don't feel like talking. And when those times come, then I'm going to switch back to my blog. But I will keep it posted on my IG and my Facebook. So, also, I'm going to be working on those cheaper readings, those $5 readings where I'm just doing like specific questions. Like, do like a romantic report on you and your person, or maybe even doing like a past life one. That would be fun. I'm gonna work on a few of them and then I will post them on my Etsy shop.